How's it going? What's happening? We're doing a Black Magic stream. Well, recording, not stream, obviously. I'm not doing a video tonight. I'm not doing a cooking video tonight. So I've got one planned, but and I'm mega skint. Yeah, I've only got 20 quid, so I don't want no one taking the piss or anything. Yeah, so we're just going to do a little bit of Black Magic in tonight. Alright. So I hope you've all had a good day. I had a pretty decent day today. It was pretty busy at work, so which was nice. And to make it an even better day, right? And I know people might find this strange, but this is a really good. This is a good sign, though. Actually, to be honest with you. My boss today at work has bought a new car, so it's a massive Mercedes Jeep thingy. I don't know what it is. Well, not Jeep, but just huge. It's fucking massive. So, and he part X his old car, which was a really nice Mercedes as well, like same sort of thing, like a GP thing. I don't know. And I was like, I heard the news the other day actually, and I was like, you're joking? Has he actually bought a new car? That's cool. So that must mean the pub is doing good, which means that I've got a fucking job. So there we go. That's the way I look at it. So yes, that's all cool. Right. So we're going to go over a few things because there's a couple of topics I want to discuss tonight, and we're going to go and have a little look and see. Oh shit! I've actually got on there what I'm going to be doing. So I'm doing. I know Mr. Dennis is doing a smash burger dish tomorrow. I'm going to be starting to do a southern fried chicken dish. So hang on a minute. Right. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what I was going to have a little look at. So, right, so where's Mrs. Tracy? So, because Mrs. Tracy has done a video that I haven't seen yet. So, oh, where's Mrs. Tracy? Mrs. Tracy won't be down there. She's not down here. Where is she? Right, there she is. Okay, so we found Mrs. Tracy. So, right, so she's cracked out another ice cream dish. Right now, I mean, I'm not really a fan of ice cream. So she done that, but I haven't watched it yet, right? But what she did do was a beef curry. So we're going to go through that, and we're going to have a look. I've already seen it, obviously, and we'll just go through a little thing, a few mistakes that she made. Let's have a look. All right. Which is this. Right, okay. Right, okay, so first mistake. That's not pilau rice. Right, first thing, that's not pilau rice, and you haven't actually shown us how you made it. But I know that you didn't make it. Well, we did. You just boiled and put some stuff in it, which is fine, but that is not pilau rice. So that gets a little bit of a I need to do it in this angle, don't I? Sorry, chaps. All right. I just want to go through a few little things. I know it'll be annoying to some people. I mean, because I've done loads of fuck ups recently. Yeah. I mean, you know, my Mitchiness has let me down lately. and I haven't been happy. Yeah. And it's only I, yeah, with basically wooden spoon that has got the majesty, yeah, to do pilau rice properly. But we're going to gloss over that because, like Mrs. Tracy does state, this is a midweek curry, yeah, which means anything goes. We've got home from work. We're gonna smash the shit out of this beef curry, and what comes out the other end is fingers crossed. Okay, let's do it. Mrs. Tracy and her beef curry, mate. Do you know what I'm saying, bruv? Chips, quality. They're nice. I mean, they're home cooked chips, yeah. So they're not like she's making an effort. That's all I'm saying. And at the end of the day, they look alright. I'm not saying they're Michelin star, they're not. But fucking, if I'm out there in the wilderness on a winter's day, and I've staggered in, I've been hit by a car, I'm dispossessed and impoverished, and we stumble across Mrs. Tracy's gaff, and she lets us in and feeds us a dinner, and I got served them chips. I might moan about the rice a bit, actually, to be honest with you. I might actually say I'm not happy with that. But I'd say the chips were quality. So I'd munch them down first, and then I'd wait for the curry before. I mean, if I'm starving, if I'm literally on death's door and I'm about to eat a rancid rat, then I'm only fucking about, Mrs. Tracy. I'm only joking. Looks nice, it's fine, but the chips look nice though. And look at that. Look at the steamage of ability. Look at that. Look at that. That looks amazing. Look at that. I shouldn't have my curse word, should I? I mean, that looks fucking lush, mate. That looks lush. I'm not sure about these additions. I wouldn't have bothered with these. They do look a bit pitiful. That looks definitely, I've bought them from Tesco's. I'm not happy with this. I wouldn't have bothered with this. I'd have taken this out. But the curry, man, fucking hell. Look at that curry. Jesus Christ. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Fucking hell.
So I'm making a beef curry, and apologies, you can probably hear the ice cream machine in the background.
Yeah, we can.
So I said to Carl, right,
Yeah,
do you want a one pot wonder tonight,
No.
which is this? I've never tried it before, but I thought...
Nah, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. Fuck this shit, man. Get this bullshit out of my sight.
I'll get it when I'm shopping, right? And he said, oh God, not you and your one pan wonders, right?
Yeah, nah, fuck
So
that
I said,
shit.
well, you can make a curry then. Then all of a sudden, my dad's coming over to get his van washed. And Carl is a better cook than me. And he does a better curry than me. But this is his recipe.
Right, now, there's a little thing there. Right, Carl can't be a car washer. Like, that can't be his job, surely. Like, there's no way, right? So, we might be going on rants here tonight, folks, do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, right, there's no way, unless he's got like his own, I don't know, valeting firm or something, right? There's no way that Carl washes cars for a living, because there's other things that she drops in here and I'll pick up, because I've been single since 2006. I was not ever a great earner anyway, I'm only 5'3". I was better looking when I was younger, obviously. I've had issues. And I know, at the end of the day, I don't care who you are or where you are. If you've got dollar, you've got minge. Simple as that. There's no way blokes with money are single. Blokes with no money, 100%. Blokes with no money, not with money, they've always got fanny. So, and washing cars is not going to get you cash at all. Not that that's, I'm not, I mean, I don't give a fuck anymore, to be honest. I really don't care. But it's just shit I've noticed over the years, like 19 of them, and it's just the same pattern over and over again. And it's just like, yeah, I get it. But fuck it, so I mean, there are advantages, but then there are huge consequences that I'm starting to tip into. But there we go, anyway.
So I'm going to do my best, right, because he won't have time, because he's on his way back from picking our son up from work, then he's going to be on car wash, van wash duties.
Right, so obviously it's just his dad. So obviously there's no way he washes his cars for a living. I mean, so I'm so behind the times. Like my mate says to me, he says you think like earning £500 a week is like a lot of money, and it probably was like, I don't know, fucking 30 years ago. But like, and that's where my mindset is. That's why I get like really pissed off when I'm paying like over 20 quid for a packet of fucking fags, like Rollies Tobacco. Are you shitting me? Like, are you shitting me? This is mental. Right, this is mental. Right, petrol. I don't know. I mean, petrol's not too bad. I mean, I know we all had like a bit of, like, I'm like 48, so in the early 2000s, I'm in my 20s, and in 2000 we had the petrol strike thing where the farmers like literally blockaded the petrol stations. Yeah, year 2000 actually, and they were getting fucked off because it was going over £1 a litre, right? But only a couple of years after that, I got made redundant from Red Star Parcels because I was like a parcel clerk. It was easy anyway. You could smoke in the office and everything. It was brilliant. So much better back then. It was so much better. Everything was just more like freer. Do you know what I mean? And I got a GT 550 to go couriering with, and that used to cost me £10 a day in petrol. So, and then, but it's got a massive tank. And then when I went back into doing the couriering on that Honda CBR 250, who's got a smaller tank, that would cost me 12 quid a day in petrol. So, petrol wise, not really much has changed, to be honest with you, unless you've got a car. I mean, like the bike, a motorbike, you know, doesn't really cost a lot to fill up. But I'm imagining a car, which is literally got like a swimming pool for a tank, you know, probably you are going to feel it more. But, I don't know. But, yeah, everything's just cheaper. I mean, everything's just so more expensive. It's mental.
He won't have time because he's on his way back from picking our son up from work, then he's going to be on car wash, van wash duties. So I've got his instructions. So in here is my wizard of ability, and we all know who else has got a wizard of ability.
Yeah, that's me. I'm going to be saying about my ability. It's my ability to have my Michelin awareness of skillage and abilities of Micheliness. Pure stardom coming at you. So yeah, don't forget, I am the person that pulled all these people together. Tracy, Dennis, Vicky, you know, and then I had my gang and squad membership with me anyway. Poloski and Ron, and back in the day, Johnny K60 and Sheep Unit. So the Sheep Unit's still with us. So we will be having a little look at Sheep Unit. I just want to go through Tracy's beef curry, because to be honest with you, it was, you know what I mean, pretty not bad.
Whose is better? Who was better? No idea. So in here goes, this is going to be me paste. Mix.
Well, I whiz better, but I bet you get whiz better. That was a bit naughty, so if anyone got that one, who knows? So I got a dirty mind, so sorry. Tracy understands. I might, every time I do send her little funny little innuendos, but it's all banter. It's all just in good jest. You know what I mean? Like, fuck's sake.
Like a ginger paste mix. So I'm going in with some onion. I want my tin of chopped tomatoes, and these are just, they're not fancy, they're just basic. Tin of chopped tomatoes.
See, like, the only thing I'd have done here, with the onions, I would have roasted them off first, right? Because you want to put in, so, and I'll tell you the reason why, right? It's because when she puts her, this is going to be whizzed down to a paste, right? And it's when she puts that paste in to the curry. And these are raw onions. I'm not so bothered about these, to be honest. I had tomatoes, but these are raw onions mixed into that which will be a paste. And if you're going to cook this paste off first before you do the curry, then that's fine, but you don't. So you want to cook these onions off like you was doing fried onions, and then put them in, and then whiz them up.
And then I want my garlic and ginger to go in. So you can use fresh if you want, you can use the tubes of the puree.
And the same as with the garlic and ginger as well. Like, you want to, like, so I'd fry off the garlic, let that fry off, get a bit of colour on it, then put the onion first, then the garlic, get that emulsified in it, and then you could also do the ginger as well. That would give it a more, it will give it, the ginger, it just takes the tinges off things, that's all it does. But, like I said, if she'd done all this and then fried off the paste first, I know you do your spices separately, that's cool, but if you'd have fried the paste off first, then you can do all this, but you don't. You add this in after, which is not the best of ideas, but it's a midweek curry, so who cares?
Because either, or I use this, which is a minced garlic ginger paste anyway. So you want a tablespoon of garlic and a tablespoon of ginger, whichever way you're going to do it. But I'm just going to have 2 of these.
So that all needs to be cooked off. Alright, so that all needs to be cooked off. So it has been cooked anyway in the factory. I would imagine, maybe not actually. It might have just been I reckon maybe not. So that's what I mean. This is raw garlic, right? So you need to cook that off. But you know,
Quite strong as well. And for anybody who likes the Indians and the curries and stuff, who doesn't have like an authentic shop or whatever near them, Tesco's has got offers on. 20% off on all of the World Food stuff.
Yeah, I mean Tesco's do some good like Food World stuff, but like later on in this video, Mrs. Tracy's got an actual, luckily for her, she's got an actual Indian curry, like spice shop where she lives, which is, if you're into your curries, like really handy. Right, so what she's doing here is basically, so I'm just going through this. So she's doing, right.
Bit of that.
There we go. Right, so she's got her wood spices, basically. That's what they're called. So she's got a bay leaf, her cumin seeds, and in this dish, and then she'll have her dried powders in this dish, which is what you want to do. So we're just gonna speed old we're just gonna speed young Mrs. Tracy up here for a second. Forgive me language. Right, so it's basically got some cinnamon bark there. That's what you want.
I just bought it. Look at that. Actually,
Cool.
as I said earlier.
So these are cumin seeds, bay leaf, cinnamon bark. That's all good in the hood.
So that's it there. Oh, yeah. So that's it. Cinnamon sticks. That's in there.
Right, now I need to just roll a fag. Right, okay. Right, here we go.
It says Chinese on there.
Right, let's have a look. Let's see what she
Same
does.
thing. Right, and then I want 5 of these.
Right, let's have a look.
And I'm going to smash them open.
Let's have a look.
I'll just squash them a bit. Just so the pods
Right,
don't
so she's smashing her cardamom pods, which is good.
I didn't open the pods open even though I normally do, but
That's good.
my intention sometimes was right when I open the pod.
Okay, so she's going to smash her cardamom pods open. I'm not going to say anything about smashing and open, alright? But her cardamom pods have 100% been smashed in. That's guaranteed. So she's done that. So that's a thumbs up. I used to do that, but sadly not anymore. Right, okay. There we go. Right, now we're on to the powders. So let's have a look. Let's see what she's going to do.
Right, so we want our chilli powder first. So this is Kashmiri chilli powder, and this is personal preference on whatever you want in. Like if you ask them.
Right, so we're gonna have to lower the speed a bit down to normal, so we can hear what she says.
Indian or whatever, they'll say that this is not. It's mainly used for colour. It's not really that spicy. But to me it is, so you can put whatever amount you want in. I'm putting one.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is spicy and it's got flavour as well. So, and it is used for colour. So it's all of them things. So
1.5 teaspoons, because as I say, I don't do
right,
spice. So I want a tablespoon next of garam masala.
Right, hang on a minute, I want to see how much she's put in. So I just want to go back to that.
Chili powder first. So this is Kashmiri chili powder, and this is personal preference on whatever you want in. Like if you ask an Indian or whatever, they'll say that this is not. It's mainly used for colour. It's not really that spicy. But to me it is. So you can put whatever amount you want in. I'm putting 1.5 teaspoons because as
right, 1.5 teaspoons Kashmiri, and yeah, she's right. I mean, they're right. It's not really, it's not going to melt a face off, do you know what I mean? But it is used for flavour and colour though, so
as I say, I don't do spice. So I want a tablespoon next of garam masala.
alright, so we've got a tablespoon of garam masala. So now garam masala is an incorporate spice of all the flavours basically. Now I wouldn't put too much in. I'd probably put about half a tablespoon of garam masala in, because it's going to make the dish a little. It can make the dish a little bit too dark, I find. But you know, it's a beef curry. But in the end of the day, just because it's a beef curry doesn't mean it has to be really dark. And luckily, it isn't. But that's because of something else that she puts in.
And I'll have to...
So I think that's too much. That's way too much.
Jar up and off, so
I think that's too much. I think that's too
a
much.
teaspoon of cumin.
Right, this is, right, hang on.
So, just some ground
Right,
cumin.
cumin is like, be careful with it. Don't put too much in. Right, just chill out on cumin, right? I'd probably put in about that much. Right there. Of cumin. And the garam masala I'd put in about that much. I'd get rid of that much there. That's what I'd get rid of. There we go. You don't want to overpower things, right?
Teaspoon of that.
Let's have a look. That's way too much. That's way too much cumin. That's way. You've got cumin in here. Look, look, Mrs. Tracy. That's cumin seeds. And now you've whacked in all that. Not good. You should have put half a teaspoon, half of that, 3/4 of that, but the cashmere is fine. And all that is fine. So,
on a teaspoon of turmeric.
now this is where turmeric comes to save the day, because unbeknown to Mrs. Tracy, the amount it puts in, it just takes the colour of that curry from being really dark to acceptable. So, because don't forget, you eat with your eyes as well. I mean, that spaghetti meatball dish I done, I mean, it tasted fucking lush. I wish you'd all could taste it, right? But I did do two massively wrong things, right? Well, 3 if Pelosi's watching, obviously eating the cooked meat on the same board as the raw meat, but I've done it just to piss him off. But I've done 2 massively wrong things. The plate up was shocking. And I used the wrong spaghetti. The spaghetti was really too small, diameter wise. It should have been a lot fatter, but I just used cheap spaghetti. It's fine, because I've done it just to have something to eat, really, to be honest. But luckily, unbeknown to Mrs. Tracy and the amount of turmeric she puts in, this does say this is the hero of the video, is the turmeric.
Turmeric, and I just use these pots, and I buy like the big bags of stuff. We've got like a proper Asian shop, halal shop thing.
And if she'd have added about, to compensate for this, right, she really needs added about there. Yeah, about there. A bit more. And then it would have been a slightly lighter curry, which would have looked even better. The curry she done was amazing, but only because of this star of the show here, the turmeric. Without that, it would have been too dark.
So I'll just call in there, and you can get all the spices and stuff for like cheap as chips, really. And then I've got a teaspoon of salt, and this is just table salt.
Right, hang on a minute. Right, now, when using salt, be careful. That's far too much. Look at the amount of salt in there. What are you doing? What are you doing, Mrs. Tracy? That is way too much salt. That's the amount of salt you should have put in. About that, there, all that, there. Anything above that line, or above that cursor, that should have just been nothing now. That's way too much. And it's table salt as well. So this is like sodium, like table salt is way much more, it's a much more concentrated flavour than sea salt. I mean, and not in a good way as well. Should have just used sea salt, but just about that. Oh, anyway.
Everything's spectacular. And then we've got 2 of the paprika, and I'm running low on that, and also I have to get some of that. It is paprika
Too
and
much.
like all sorts, and it's lovely.
Way too much. Way too much. For the amount you're doing, Mrs. Tracy, this is all far too much. Paprika, halved at least. But then you're going to outweigh this fucking hero, right? Because this hero's compensating against that and that, you know.
Chips and all. Like fries or something.
That's way
Right,
too
so
much.
there's my second spice bowl done. So the next thing is to start cooking. So I've just got my big pan there, and I'm just putting the gas on. And I'm popping a little bit of oil in, and also some ghee.
Yeah, so what she's doing here is correct. So this is a good way, because you can just use I'm well wankered, right? You can just use ghee for this, but the amount of oil she's got in the pan and the amount of ghee she could have put a little bit more ghee in. I think a little bit more ghee would have been a little bit better, but it's fine. It's all good in the hood. So
Ghee butter. Couple of tablespoons should be enough. So we're gonna melt that down.
More than that in there. I would have put more than that in there. I'd put a nice block around about that big there in there. Would have been nice. I can't do the depth of the block, obviously, but just use your common sense. But yeah, about that much ghee in there would have been better, I think. And the oil's a good little touch as well. That's nice.
And get it up to heat so that when I want onions
I liked it a bit more golden, but you know. Right, she's whacking the onions in now. So this is what I mean. So you've already got the onions in your tomato sauce. So what I'd have done is fried off the onions and then left them for a few minutes, and then I would have put in my sauce and cooked that off as well. And then what I personally would have done was to I'd have cooked the beef. I'd have cooked, there's different ways you can do the beef. You could have sauteed it, but what she does from here on end is still fine, really, to be honest with you.
A sizzle, and then they're going to cook off in that for a while. So the key is to cook the onions off for quite some time.
Yeah.
And get all the flavour out of them.
Yeah, that's all good in the hood, mate. That's quality.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in our spice mix number 1 that you've seen us prepare earlier, along with the onions, and then that's just.
Yeah, so the only thing I would probably do differently here is I would have I'd have a frying pan. I wouldn't have a bowl like this. I'd have a frying pan, and I'd have got that oil up to a fairly hot heat, and I'd have whacked them them wood spices in first. Then I'd have put the onion, right. I'd have either coloured the beef off in another pan, right, separately, okay. It all depends. It depends on how you want the beef to come out. When people say if you put a crust on that diced beef or whatever she's doing, and it's going to stop any moisturisation, get a piercing into that or breaking down that already coloured beef, that's bullshit. Because what you've got, don't forget, right, what you've got against food is time. You've got all the time in the world to cook that food down, and even if that beef is fried off, yeah, which is what I would do to give it colour, to give it a bit of colour. I mean, you could do it. All depends. It all depends. But this is how I would do it. To give it a little bit of colour first, not black, just a nice golden buttery coloured tone on the beef. So I would have gone oil, wood spices, then the onion, then the paste. The beef is fried off separately in a buttery ghee pan to give a bit of colour, and then that goes in. And then after all that, and that's cooked down for ages, bit of water in there, it's cooked down for ages, and you've coloured that beef as well. Then I'd put the spices in at the end, really. But
going to flavour the onions, flavour the oil.
see, they're raw,
and
so that's not
create a good base, really.
No, you want to get them
the curry?
in. No, you want to get
So
them in.
while that's sort of cooking off, I have prepared.
So she's done it a little bit arse backwards, basically. So I'm well wankered. So I've got to do sheep units video yet. Fucking hell.
Some beef.
Yeah,
and
so I've got a bit of colour on that
beef.
first. But
it's gone in there. I think it's about 750 grams of diced beef, but that will like reduce down in size.
it will. I mean, it's still nothing
does.
wrong with it. Like, it's still beautiful, still
So there you
amazing.
go,
But
just frying that off.
see what I mean? It's just going a little bit. You know what I
Right,
mean?
so everybody
See what
had
I
a
mean?
house full earlier.
Do you know what I mean? I'd want a little bit of colour on that through frying in a separate pan with just ghee and maybe a bit of garlic, and that's it. I've done that in a separate pan, that beef, garlic and ghee, just to get a nice bit of colour on it first before we put it in the curry. So, but you know, don't forget, all this beef's going to release a lot of waters, right? And that tomato and raw onion mixture that you did and garlic is going to go in here, and it's going to stew. So I mean, there's all these different sort of white, it's just how I would have done it, you know. But there you go.
So I've had to do a voiceover, so everyone's just gone. So
I'm doing a voiceover of Mrs. Tracy's voiceover, which I found was quite funny, really. But there we go. But I am the master, so what can I say? I mean, I was actually speaking to one of the chefs the other day, and I said, well, how come, you know, I can cook such amazing abilities? And they said, well, you've got the advantage because you work in a professional kitchen. And I've had time to observe all their stuff, you know. If I was a bit more motivated, I could do their job. Yeah, I'd probably be better. Yeah, I mean, not only would my boss would have been able to buy a new Mercedes Jeep shaped massive thing, he could have had a fucking Ferrari Testarossa. There you go, or an F40. It's about quality and ability, mate. Quality and ability. I've got to do sheep units one, yeah. Fucking hell. I might give Dennis a look in, because he done a waffle video today, which was interesting.
I've got my spice mix number 2 here, and then I've got some water and a couple of tablespoons of vegetable oil. So I'm just going to paste, if you like, with that in there, give it a good mix, and then I'm going to add it to my beef and onion and spice mix number 1 that's cooking off. So this is like a midweek curry. So, and that's, like I say, my dice.
So basically, so what she's done here is completely fine. So I would do this as well. So you want to so you're creating a slurry, but as long as the curry is cooked off long enough, then powders, because you need to cook them powders out. So there we go. I know this is all good and good at the moment. I mean, the way she's done, I'm not. I mean, look, at the end of the day, the way she's done it, fuck it, it's fine.
Speaking there, I didn't buy any joints or something like that, a steak or whatever. It's just the stewing steak, and the last curry that I did turned out quite well. The meat was quite tender as well, because obviously we were cooking it for a while, so I was impressed with that. So you can see there, the more I've mixed that together, there's a bit of, there's our spice mix number 2.
Yes, that's good. I like that. I like that. That's nice.
So I'm going to cook that off.
Let's have a little look. I mean, we are getting a little bit of colour on the beef. So, I mean, it just depends how you... Like, if you want to be, like, really anal about it, you would do it how I said. But at the end of the day... I'm just thinking, at the end of the day, does it really matter? Like, really? Like, am I being over... Like, not over critical. I'm being like over analysing. So that's just in my personality, you know. As I pour out another glass of doom, yeah, that's just in my personality. But I think, I mean, yeah, I mean, this is at the end of the day, mate. Like the end results are the end results, and I personally think they speak for themselves. So there we go.
And then I'm going to add the garlic and ginger paste.
Nice, yeah, no, fine, fuck it, it's fine. You know.
Taped off.
Like I said, the way she's done it, it's fine. You know, it's just I've done it slightly differently.
Start coming together now. And that there smells so fragrant as well. It's really nice.
Oh, but it does.
So we'll get that all cooked off.
That looks alright.
So you can probably hear in the background.
Yeah, nice.
I've got the kettle boiling.
Nice bit of cooking
So
going
we'll
on
be
there.
adding some water to
This
this
is quality.
So
yeah,
the next thing that
this is
goes
quality.
in is our tomato pureed ginger mix.
Nice.
Here.
I mean,
so garlic, ginger,
I'd rather it cooked,
tomato,
the onions cooked off at least, but
onion.
But you know, it's still fine. You know, I mean,
some people I've seen put this in earlier in the process. Later, this is just the recipe that we do.
yeah. I understand, Tracy. It's fine.
How we do it.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's all good. You know, at the end of the day,
now,
folks,
this here does want to cook off.
It's horses for courses, basically.
Get the rawness
it really
of
is.
the onion, the garlic, and the ginger.
So she's got the idea.
Cook that off.
She's got the idea. She knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? I mean, that is the one thing I like about Mrs. Tracy is she knows what she's fucking doing. Yeah. She's got a plan. Yeah. You know, her name is 100% not Eddie Buzzard or Freddie Underpants or Eddie Big Bollocks. Yeah. Her name's Tracy. Her name's not Stan. She's got a fucking plan, mate. She knows what she's fucking doing. And she does some serious shit. Some serious shit.
And then we're going to add
Look
our
at
water.
that. Nice.
So look at that. That's
Look
coming together
at,
lovely, that.
and look at that. And that is a look at that. You know that if you was a curry lover, you would literally face plant your face in that and go Red Dwarf style list up and go and just munch and slop away, and you'd wish you'd fell into a pool of it, frankly.
I'm going to be doing some rice. I don't know whether I'm going to be doing pilau rice in my rice cooker or just normal basmati rice. Either way, I've got a video on that already, so I'm not gonna show you how I do that. And
why not? I've done loads. I've done pilau rice loads of times in my Indian makeaway videos. I've done shitloads. But, you know, I mean, I'd have liked to have seen her cook the pilau rice. So, yeah, I'd have liked to have seen her cook the pilau rice, to be honest. But it's not. We know how she done it, so it's not really proper pilau. How I do pilau rice is proper pilau rice. But at the end of the day, this is all about two things: the curry and the fucking chips. And they're both amazing in a good way.
I don't even think I've got any naan breads, to be honest. Yeah, so we'll just see. I'll serve it with some rice, and I might have some bits and pieces in the freezer for poppadoms and stuff, because as I say, this is a midweek curry where you haven't got very much time to do it.
Yeah, I understand, Tracy. But look at that. I mean, look, you can see the oil separation going on here. Look at all this good shit here. Look at that. Look at the colour of it, though. Well, that's the help of that turmeric. Yeah. Still I thought far too much cumin powder in there, but I only checked the time. Sorry. It's half. Have I been going for an hour? I don't know. Because I only got an hour and 20 minutes on this on a bit of memory to do on my phone. I think I'll be going for an hour, have I? I don't know. I'll see. But no, this is looking amazing. Look at it. Look at that. I mean, that looks lush.
So yeah, so we'll crack on and we'll let that garlic ginger paste cook out. So I'm still cooking this off. And that's why I wear aprons. It's just spraying
Yeah, turn
all
that
over
heat
the
down,
place.
Mrs. Tracy. Turn the heat down a bit. Or take it off. Take off the thingy.
So yeah, so I'm still cooking that off. Just get rid of the rawness.
Yeah, take it off, mate. You know what I mean?
Otherwise it'll sort of
Just
change
take it off and let it
the-
cool down to room temperature. That's cooked.
Make sure it doesn't stick to
That's
the bottom.
fine. Leave it. Leave it.
So in next goes our boiling water. The reason why it's boiling out of the kettle is to keep this at temperature, so
Oh,
you're not
okay,
cooling
fair
it
enough.
down and then bringing it back up to the heat again. Wouldn't be the end of the world if you did that, I suppose, but so now that looks quite watery.
Yeah, no, that's
So that's
fine.
all new because I've just
No, that's fine, Miss Tracy.
added that in. So I've just put that on a very, very low simmer, and that's just going to simmer away, soften that meat and reduce the sauce down,
Nice.
and that's pretty much it.
Lovely.
So just for a change, I thought I'd do some homemade chips,
Nice.
and they are getting done in the wok because I don't have a deep fryer.
Ah,
But yeah, just as
just
good as
use a
anything
deep
really.
pan.
And this is the rice in the rice.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Just use a deep pan, Mrs. Tracy. That's what I've got. You know, just look at the chip fire front pan. That's all it is a pan. It did have a handle on it. I just took the handle off. So, yeah, no, the peanut rice is fine, but I'd have liked to have seen... I'd have liked to have seen, like, proper peanut rice, really. But this is, you know, it's fine. It's fine, whatever.
Cooker that's cooked. So I'm going to do a plate up now. So I have
Nice. So she's doing a plate up now. There you go. I am the fucking master. Yeah, I started the plate up. I brought everyone together. Me, Sergeant Fury Toes, you know. When I go missing, videos don't get put up. That's what I've noticed. So, you know, I am the sole anchor. You know, I am I am the Godfather. There you go.
a pilau rice on there, some homemade chips,
Nice.
some vegetable samosas that I found in the back of the freezer,
Yeah, don't put them on
and
there.
then some
Look at
curry
that.
added onto it there.
Look at this. I mean, look at I think I want people to actually look at this. This is... Look at this. Fucking hell. Wow, that's amazing. I can almost touch it with my cursor. That is amazing. Them chips look fucking lush. I mean, the rice looks fucking really good, but I'd just fuck all this shit off here. I wouldn't bother with that. But look at this.
There, and it's absolutely
Fucking hell. Wow. That is amazing. See, I know it's funny, Tracy, innit? When I could type into comments, oh wow, that looks amazing, but you don't get the human voice behind that text here. So, but that looks, look at that's so tender. That's got loads and loads of love into that. That's what that's got.
beautiful. It is honestly, the flavour's really
lovely.
there, and
Amazing.
I hope you do try it.
That's a proper well done, Mrs. Tracy. So that is a thumbs up. That is a thumbs up for Mrs. Tracy. Like, I am absolutely proud of her. I'm well proud of her. Like, you know, look at that. Jesus Christ. It almost brings me to tears. God, look at it. That is amazing. So nice. So nice. So that was, yeah, she done a really great job on that, Mrs. Tracy. Well impressed with her, mate. Okay. So I don't know how much recording time I've got left. Is it actually still recording? So I've got it on. Let's see.